Coming up today on News Valdosta, new drug busts take place in Moultrie and Madison.
And police arrest a man accused of molesting a 13-year-old girl from his church.
Then, Courtney Chicas will give us a look at the weather, and Morgan Osborne has our local sports. News Valdosta starts right now.
Welcome to this Wednesday edition of News Valdosta. I'm Brad Covert.
And I'm Shelby Mitchell. A Moultrie man is in jail tonight, charged with illegal possession of crack cocaine. Police say a man was arrested Tuesday in Moultrie after crack cocaine was discovered in his car. Colquitt County Drug Enforcement Team investigator David Corona stated that they received numerous reports of possible drugs being sold on Green Street. After surveillance was conducted, Larry Anderson Jr. was stroked. Anderson was on probation, allowing officers to search his car where the suspected crack cocaine was found.
An investigation has begun into claims a man molested a 13-year-old girl in his church. Roger Smith reportedly was forced into publicity, confess after he turned himself in yesterday. The Moultrie Police Department got involved on October 14th after an interview with a witness. The wife of suspect Roger Smith, police were not immediately notified of the incident, saying the church tried to take care of it themselves. Smith was charged with 1 count of child molestation. The case remains open as police continue to determine if there are other victims.
Madison County, Florida police have arrested a man after drugs were found in his car. Christopher Renard Mobley was stopped in a traffic stop on Interstate 10 this Sunday when officers noticed the odor of marijuana coming from Mobley's car. After a complete canine search of the car, traces of marijuana were discovered along with prescription hydrocodone pills, 8 ounces of liquid codeine in a baby bottle, and 9mm handgun. Mobley was taken into custody without further incident and transported to Madison County Jail.
A 14-year-old boy in Albany is charged with calling in 20 false fire alarms in the past few weeks. Investigators say that the boy blocked his number when calling on the fires. Officials say they filed the charges because the fire alarms endangered the public. Albany Fire Department investigator Sam Harris commented on the dangers of these false calls, saying that the vehicle responds as if it's a real emergency, but also puts the vehicles out of service when a real emergency happens.
You may remember we told you a few weeks ago about a large number of Valdosta vehicle break-ins. Those break-ins haven't stopped, as News Valdosta police reporter Nicole Andrews shows us in this report.
I am here at the Valdosta Police Department where police are still looking for the suspect involved in the car break-in. The break-in happened yesterday around 2:30 p.m. off East Hill Avenue here in Valdosta, Georgia. There were 3 female victims. Each victim did, in fact, have an item stolen out of the vehicle. The items included purses, wallets, as well as money. If you have any leads on this incident, please contact the Valdosta Police Department with your information. Remember, keep your doors locked and valuables out of plain sight of the vehicle. I'm Nicole Andrews. Back to you at the news desk.
A mother of a Springdale Elementary School student is concerned that her 7-year-old son was almost abducted in front of the school yesterday afternoon. Patricia Thompson's 2nd grade son was getting out of school when a man groped a girl through her hair and grabbed the boy by his backpack. The boy screamed and a parent approached him and brought him into the school. The school's risk management director, David Goen, released little information, saying that the incident is under investigation. The school was alerted by the man's presence by parents. Thompson's faults the school's response, saying the students should be kept safe while parents are attempted to be reached. Thompson also credits her son's scream by disrupting the event, and she's encouraging parents to practice safe protocols so the kids know what to do when a stranger approaches.
How's your driving? Be honest. Do you go too fast or follow too closely? Do you just barely make it through the yellow light before it turns red? Well, students at Valdosta High School are working hard to improve community's driving habits. They're participating in the Celebrate My Drive contest sponsored by State Farm, and they've already made it to the top 10 schools in the nation. If they win, the school will get a $100,000 grant and the possibility of a concert by Grammy winner Kelly Clarkson. You can help by visiting the website www.celebratemydrive.com each day between now and Saturday. If they place in the top 50 schools in the nation for community participation, the students will win a $25,000 grant, but they're really aiming to place in the top 10 to get that $100,000. Coming up, healthcare prices in rural Georgia may be a lot higher than you think.
And how do you care for Alzheimer's patients? We'll show you how Valdosta is coping. Don't go away.
What will you find at Valdosta State University?
Challenging academics.
Innovative hands-on experience. Over 100 fields of study.
Engagement in a vibrant community.
Caring mentors and friends. Service and leadership opportunities.
Championship athletics.
The full university experience.
At Valdosta State University.
That's low. That's low. Look, he's blushing. Seriously.
Welcome back to News Valdosta.
Rural healthcare costs may not be dropping in Georgia as expected. How affordable will the new Affordable Care Act be when it comes into effect here in South Georgia? Well, it may not produce the savings that some politicians had hoped for. The new system is based on increasing competition among insurance providers to decrease healthcare prices. That seems to work well in areas with large populations, but in more rural areas, there may be little impact, and that's because there are fewer insurance providers to compete with each other. A review of data by the New York Times shows that Georgia will, and 33 other states where the federal government is running the new healthcare insurance marketplaces, may not be bringing down costs, at the least at the start of the new program.
More and more older adults are suffering from the debilitating disease called Alzheimer's. If you have a relative with Alzheimer's disease, you probably know the challenges it presents to families providing care. If you aren't familiar with the problem, News Valdosta reporter Andrew Hageman will show you how a center in Valdosta is helping.
With November fastly approaching, it marks the beginning of National Alzheimer's Awareness Month. Organizations across the country will be looking to raise awareness for the harmful disease. My Friend's House in Downs County is one such place.
We provide services for clients who are in the early stages of dementia, and we provide cognitive therapy to help with their mental faculties, because anyone with any kind of dementia, their mental faculties diminish, and so we do a lot of activities that help to stimulate them cognitively. We do music therapy, we do a lot of games, they do puzzles, they do a lot of table games. We do exercises. We have the exercises from the Arthritis Foundation.
This Saturday, My Friend's House will be sponsoring a charity walk to raise both funds and awareness for Alzheimer's and dementia.
We are collecting money for the National Alzheimer's Association, and it's for research into the causes of dementia and coming up with a cure to either cure it or either to slow down the process. And there's such a need because, you know, if they don't find a cure by the year, I think 2050, that there will be over 50 million people who will be afflicted with Alzheimer's or dementia.
As you can see, organizations like My Friend's House here behind me provide a valuable commodity to the community of Valdosta and Lowndes County. As November approaches, bringing with it the start of Alzheimer's Awareness Month, you can help fight for a cure this Saturday at 9 a.m. at the Valdosta Middle School track, as My Friend's House and organizations like it fight to raise money for Alzheimer's awareness. For News Valdosta, I'm Andrew Hageman.
Strokes are a health problem that many have to face when they grow older, but A new study shows that the chance of a stroke at a younger age is increasing. Strokes are the second leading cause of death after heart disease in the world and can also lead to disability. Most strokes occur when a blood clot happens and stops blood from the brain, and it can cause symptoms in a patient such as a droopy face or the inability to lift their arms, if not treated quickly. Patients face long-term side effects, including speech and memory problems. While the chances of a stroke change dramatically with age, new studies show that the chances of a stroke jumped by a quarter from people 20 to 65.
Things in Valdosta certainly were more colorful this weekend thanks to a local community organization. News Valdosta's Matthew Feltz has more.
Drexel Park has been the home to concerts, festivals, and many more events, so it's no surprise that this past Saturday it was the host to the beginning of a 5K race. But this 5K had a twist. Community members of Valdosta arrived in Drexel Park to participate in the 5K color run put on by Valdosta's Habitat for Humanity. The race began in Drexel Park, stretched around Valdosta High School Stadium, and into the local neighborhood near the park. While the race began like a typical 5K, by the end, each racer was completely covered with colorful dry paint.
5K seems to be a great community event in Valdosta. There's several. We wanted to do one a little different this year. So we had Valdosta's first ever 5K color run. We celebrated with a little color thrown over the contestants as they crossed the finish line, and it was great fun.
It's a lot of fun. It brings people together, and it's a great way to raise awareness for a charity and help fundraise for it.
All race fees went directly to benefit Valdosta's local Habitat for Humanity builds.
It's awesome to support Valdosta. I love it. It's my second home.
The community of Valdosta is certainly more colorful and exciting thanks to Habitat for Humanity's first Color Fund. For News Valdosta, I'm Matt Feltz.
College tuition increased just 3% in the last year, according to an Albany College professor, and that's the smallest increase in more than 30 years. Darton State College economic professor Aaron Johnson says that's good news for the students and clear indication that colleges and universities are making serious efforts to control their costs. Less financial aid availability may be one reason for the slower growth. The average in-state cost of tuition and fees at a four-year college in Georgia tops $7,800,000. That figure $3,600 at two-year Georgia colleges.
After graduating high school, most students have one of two things on their mind: find a job or go to college. However, according to a study released Monday, almost 6 million young people are neither in school or working. That's nearly 15% of young adults in the 16 to 24 age range. Other studies show youth are missing out on a window of time needed to build skills that will be used later in life. Without these experiences, youth are less likely to receive jobs with higher salaries.
Up next on News Valdosta, it's cooling down, and that's for sure. And weather anchor Courtney Chickus will tell us that's going to change.
Then Morgan Osborne brings us a preview of weekend sports. We'll be right back.
Body language. Without saying a word, it can tell you so much. Like someone is having a stroke. Know the sudden signs. Learn fast. F, face drooping. A, arm weakness. S, speech difficulty. T, time. Time to call 911 immediately. The sooner they get to the hospital, the sooner they'll get treatment. And that can make a remarkable difference in their recovery. Learn the body language, the sudden signs, and spot a stroke fast.
Danse, balance, suis la cadence, ondule bien tes hanches, au bal du dimanche. Danse, que la fête commence, dans ma belle robe blanche, je
up on sex, don't give up on birth control either. There are more methods than you think. Find yours at bedsider.org.
Welcome back to News Valdosta. I'm Brad Covert.
And I'm Shelby Mitchell.
It was really chilly this morning, but will it stay that way? Let's check in with the weather anchor, Courtney Chickus. Courtney?
Thanks, Brad. As you can tell, the weather has started to cool off quite a bit. It's finally beginning to feel like fall. Taking a look at today's weather, the expected high is 74 degrees. We're looking at mostly sunny skies and humidity around 47% with no chance of rain. You can leave the umbrella at home, but you may want to grab a jacket for later today. Tonight, the temperature will be dropping down to an expected low of 49 degrees. Tomorrow will be even cooler than today, so keep those jackets handy. The expected high is 69 degrees, but will be dropping down into the low 40s later that evening. It may be windy, but still no chance of rain. The UV index is at 6 for today, which is pretty moderate for South Georgia, but be sure to take precautions if you plan on being outside for an extended amount of time. Good news for those of you suffering from allergies. The pollen count for today is low and should be remaining that way. The decrease in pollen can be attributed to lower temperatures, higher dew points, and lack of strong winds. That's all for your local weather. Back to you at the news desk.
Coming up next, sports anchor Morgan Osborne gives us the rundown on local sports, so don't go away.
Thank you for calling your GED Pep Talk Center. All right, now, are you ready for your GED Pep Talk?
Being nervous is okay. It just shows that you're serious about getting your diploma.
All right, listen, we all need a little nudge sometimes. I don't function without coffee in the morning, but it is going to take more than a double mochaccino to help you here.
A lot of things are scary. Heck, I'm scared of clowns.
No quiero ir. Danny, no lo puedo hacer. Quiero ir. Danny, lo voy a hacer.
TMC, liking your pep talk style.
Just keeping it real, Debs, just keeping it real.
Louder, louder, I'm gonna get my GED. Come on, get your GED.
Whatever motivation you need, we've got a pep talk for you. Get your GED pep talk and find free classes at yourged.org.
When you throw away money on wasted electricity, you're throwing away everything you could have bought with it. Saving energy saves you money. Learn more at energysavers.gov.
Welcome back. Let's see what's happening in the world of local sports with sports anchor Morgan Osborne. Morgan?
In high school football last week, the Valdosta Wildcats defeated the Tift County Blue Devils 31-21, earning their first region win for the 2013 season. Tomorrow night, the Wildcats travel to Moultrie to take on the Colquitt County Packers. The game is set for 7:30. The Blue Devils will be back in town again tomorrow night as they take on the Lowndes High Vikings at the Concrete Palace. Over the last few weeks, the Vikings earned 3 straight wins, all of which were region games. Last week's 35-10 victory over the Coffee County Trojans moves the Vikings to 6-2 on the season and 3-1 in the region, securing them a spot in the playoffs for the 7th consecutive year. After Valwood's conference victory last week over Westwood with a final score of 28-7, the Valiants hope to continue their undefeated season as they face Brookwood tomorrow night at 7:30. For college football fans, VSU will face North Alabama right here at Bazemore-Hyder Stadium Saturday at 2. In honor of Breast Cancer Awareness Month, fans are asked to show support by wearing pink. This weekend, VSU's men's and women's cross-country teams both travel to Hoover, Alabama to compete in the Gulf South Conference Championship. This week, 2 cross-country runners, Jessie Prince and Juliana Boehm, were featured as Blazers of the Week. VSU's Lady Blazer volleyball team is also on the road this weekend as they head to Florence to take on North Alabama Saturday at 2. That's a look at your local sports. Back to you at the news desk.
Thanks, Morgan. When we come back, we'll take a look at an farm areas and how they specialize. Stay with us.
So, I just moved in with this family, and it's embarrassing. The little one, he likes to go outside and crawl around in the giant litter box. I don't know what he's doing. I mean, I was born and I knew how to use the litter box. Look at that! That's disgusting! Oh, poop already! You're making me nervous. Oh, okay, I can't look at this anymore. I really hope he grows out of this, for his sake.
Valdosta State University. Encouraging.
In-depth inquiry.
Hands-on experience.
Service and involvement.
And a global view.
While offering
a beautiful residential campus.
Over 100 fields of study.
Graduate and online degrees.
And championship athletics.
All in a warm and friendly community.
Get connected and involved.
Do more. Become more.
Valdosta State University.
Welcome back to our Thursday edition of News Valdosta. I'm Shelby Mitchell.
And I'm Brad Covert. Agriculture is an important part of Georgia's economy and an even greater part of South Georgia's industries. But who runs our local farms and what do they produce? News Valdosta reporter Xavier Hall shows us in this report.
Today I participated in the 6th annual New Leaf Farm Tour, where over 41 farms opened their doors for visitors. I took a tour of about 3 or 4 farms, and here's what happened. The first stop on my tour was Grassroots School Gardens. At the Grassroots School, students have pursued their own educational directions in a supportive and nurturing environment since 1972. At Grassroots, there are 4 acres of woods, fruit trees, fields, and a large vegetable garden to explore. Plots are available for individual and group growing projects. Luis Ortiz, the school teacher, told me more about what makes this place so special.
We're not a farm, but we have a garden, and we're garden enthusiasts.
Garden projects and activities for children were offered all day long, and bedding plants were also available for purchase. The second stop on my tour was the Turkey Hill Farm. Turkey Hill Farm is 89 acres of diverse ecosystems. They built healthy soil with compost and cover crops. Turkey Hill Farm is certified naturally grown and uses absolutely no synthetic chemical fertilizers. Farmer Herman has an extensive composting program as the basis of their farm fertility.
And that system of microorganisms is what supports healthy plant growth. And plants growing in healthy soil have very few pests.
On a 20-acre hill, they grow vegetables, fruits, and shiitake mushrooms for sale at local markets, to select restaurants, and online through the Red Hills Online Market. The last stop on my tour was easily the biggest. Orchard Pond Organics is a USDA certified organic family-owned farm located in the Red Hills region of Leon County. They produce certified organic vegetables, 100% grass-fed beef, honey, and fresh pesto made in their on-farm certified kitchen. Orchard Pond's goal is to produce healthy organic food using methods that improve the land for future generations. All the farms mentioned send their produce directly to South Georgia areas. Xavier Hall, News Valdosta.
Atlanta has had 2 new furry members to the Atlanta Zoo the past few months. Twin baby pandas were born on July 15th and are the first twin panda cubs to survive in the United States. Pandas are considered to be the rarest of the bear family and are considered an endangered species. Up until yesterday, the baby pandas were known as Cub A and Cub B, but will now be named Maya Lun and Maya Juan.
Don't forget, Valdosta will be the host of the second harvest of the South Georgia's Make a Difference Day this coming Saturday. For more than 2 decades, Make a Difference Day has been a national day of community service that gives the people of an opportunity to serve the second harvest and is known as the leader of the domestic hunger relief organizations in the region and is participating to provide community volunteers an opportunity to be a part of a fight to end hunger in South Georgia. Volunteer projects will be approximately 2 to 3 hours and will be directly impacting local families, children, and senior citizens in the area. The charity will be working from 8 a.m. till noon Saturday at 1411 Haven Circle. Volunteers can register at feedings.org.
Well, that's all for our show today. Thanks for watching News Valdosta. I'm Shelby Mitchell.
And I'm Brad Covert. Thanks for watching. See you next time. long.